Hello people, happy March 4th, the only date that actually happens to be a sentence. As I'm sure you probably have not realized, my video is once again late this week. But that's because we had a little bit of an emergency this week, and that's going to be the subject of my video today. When good people get pets, they often do research to find out how to take care of them, what they should eat, how often they should sleep, what things are dangerous to the animal. And some of these dangers are common knowledge. For example, everyone seems to know that dogs shouldn't eat chocolate. But what a lot of people don't seem to know is that if a dog does eat chocolate, the worst that will probably happen is he will puke. Yes, it can depend on what kind of chocolate he ate or how much or how big the dog is, but more often than not, the worst thing that's going to happen is he's going to have an upset stomach. There is, however, a much more common danger that I feel like is almost not known at all. And if you read the title of this video, you've probably already guessed it. I'm going to talk about lilies and cats. So really early Monday morning, Leah wakes me up and tells me, hey, the cats have yellow on their faces. And I'm half asleep, so I'm like, oh, cool, cute. But Leah goes around the house and discovers that the lily flowers we had on the table had been disturbed. Just to play safe, we Googled to see if there were any ill effects associated with lilies and cats. Long story short, yes. We learned that even the smallest contact with a lily flower, if left untreated, will kill your cat. If your cat chews on a petal, if he gets some pollen on him and then licks it off, if he drinks the water from the vase, if left untreated, he will have kidney failure and die. We were completely shocked to find this out and felt like idiots for not knowing. I mean, we had done research on what things were dangerous for cats, and nowhere did it say, hey, even being in the same room as a lily flower can kill your cat. A lot of websites list lilies as being dangerous to cats, but they are not nearly specific enough on how dangerous they are. Needless to say, we jumped into action, scooped up our cats, and ran them to the vet, where we found out some other horrible information, like there is no vaccine for the toxin in lilies. The only real treatment that can be done for lily poisoning is giving the cat activated charcoal to try to absorb as much of the poison that's still left in their stomach as possible, and then hooking the cat up to an IV to try to flush all of the poison out of their system before it affects their kidneys. The vet told us that the treatment for the majority of lily poisoning cases are started when it's already too late. More often than not, what happens is the owner brings some lilies home, the cats get into them somehow, a week passes, and all of a sudden the owner notices their cat is having seizures or foaming at the mouth. They take them to the vet, and the vet tells them, I'm sorry, but your cat's kidneys are not working anymore. At that point, there's a very, very slim chance of recovery, and often the most humane option is putting down the cat. So please, please, if you have cats, do not bring lilies into your house. If you have friends that have cats, let them know to not bring lilies into the house. If you have a friend that has cats, obviously do not give them lilies as a present. This time of the year is especially dangerous because Easter's coming and Easter lilies are a traditional part of Easter celebrations. However, I have to implore you, if you have cats, get plastic lilies. Having lilies in a house with cats is like having an unmarked jar of cyanide stashed away in your spice cupboard. Only bad things can and will happen. So please help get the word out, spread this information. Our cats are only probably going to be okay because we took them to the vet before they started showing any symptoms and as soon as we noticed that there was pollen on their faces. If we had waited any longer, the prognosis for our cats would have only been worse and worse. So please remember, lilies kill cats. DFTBA, and we'll see y'all soon.